Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial of Python. Today we are going to learn about the difference between methods and functions in Python. So method and functions both are basically same kind of things which is used for executing some actions in your code. For example, if you have to create an employee like we did here, you can create an employee class and add add the method inside that called create employee. But this is a method that is because it is tied to a class, because this create employee is inside this class. So the same method, if you write outside a class without a class, then it will be a function. So function can be called directly without using any instance or anything like that. And it has different meaning, that's all it has. But the usage and how you create a function is same like a method. So we can go through a demo so that you will understand that better. So I'm going to create a new file here. It's a normal Python file. I'm going to call it utilities. So I create a file, right? So here I create a file. Here I already created a file called employee and added these methods in it. But here I newly create a file, and without any class I'm going to write definition create employee. I added a function in it. This is a function because it does not have any instance or any concept like that. It is just a function. So I'm going to pass few parameter, name, age. So the creation process of a function is same like a method. So all you have to do is use def and then the function name. If in this file, when I create a method, this was method name, but here it is function name. That's all. There is no big difference. The creation is almost same like a method. So now I'm going to print this name here and also the age. Now I'm going to concatenate it with some other additional value, like get from a function age. Then I'm going to add the same thing here. So how you can call this function here, create employee, right? So if you just write create employee, and then if you pass Alex and 18, if you do this you will get an error because this create employee is unknown for this specific file, right? So I'm going to import that function into it. Same like importing a class, you can import a function like this from utilities, that is the file name which I have here, utilities import star. So what this will do is it will import everything inside this file. So create employee is one of the function, right? So that also imported here. Now you can just simply write the function name like create, and it is the IntelliSense also bringing that here. So I'm passing these parameters to it, and I'm going to remove this specific one, and if you run it, let me see what's the error here. Type int. Okay, so this is saying you can't concatenate because age is a number, right? You can't concatenate, that is what it's saying. So I'm going to convert this as a string. So there are a lot of inbuilt functions like str, len, like that. I will be creating a tutorial for that too, so you will understand that better. So now if you run it, you will get Alex created from a function, 18 created from a function. So this function is calling and executing each of these lines in it in the order. So this is how a function will execute. So you can see the difference here. For calling this create employee function inside the employee class, I used the instance name like employee.createEmployee. But for calling a function, I'm not using any class. Instead, I am directly calling it from the file like this. So for example, and I can show you one more thing. So I'm going to create one more function in the same file, def create. I'm going to give a different name, get all employees, print get all executed. I'm just adding this random string just to show you the difference. So now I am going back and I can call that get all employees as well in the same file because I'm importing everything, right? So if you run it, you will get all those lines printed here, get all executed. That is from this different function. So for example, if you have to import only one function to this specific file or to this specific class, if you have to import only one specific function, because you don't have to import all the functions to this specific file, right? Because these functions may not be needed for this specific file, so you don't have to import this one. In that case, you can just import this create employee like this. Instead of star, you can use create employee, and then this function will be unknown. You can just remove that and you can see it is executed. If I use get, let me undo. Okay, so if I use this one also in this page, so when you execute it, you can see it will return an error saying get all employees is not defined. That's because it's not importing it. So if you add a comma and get all employee like this, then these two functions are importing into this specific file, and if you run it, you will get the value printed. So in this tutorial, you can learn these things. Creating a function does not need a class name. You can directly write the function name in a file, and you can import that like a class in any module like this. From utilities, import create employee or get all employees and get all employees, or you can simply use star, but keep in mind this will bring all the content of this specific file into this page or into this module. So you have to be careful when you import. If you just need one specific function for this page and you need the rest of those functions in a different page, you don't have to import everything here. Instead, you can import only one. And if you have 100 different functions in this specific file, what is the use of importing everything, right? This is a basic standard of coding, so you should understand that. All right, thank you guys. That is all for this video tutorial. So you can add your questions as a comment. So I will review it and I will give you an answer. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Let's see in the upcoming video tutorial.